What is up, people? Atomic Tofu here. Today doing a review of CangDao's Metal Slug 2 tank. This figure has a few model numbers, CDFA01 as well as SV001. Maybe that's the model of the tank. I'm not sure. I wasn't very good at this game, Metal Slug, in the arcades, but you know, it was still cool to play. Got this figure from Show Z store. They also supply these at Gundam as well. Okay, I'll get this figure and be right back. Okay, you know, my figure had a slight mishap. His pistons for the front part of his tank mode snapped. I have to have those replaced. When I got this figure out of the box, I had to do the crotch swap or the pelvic swap for that. Okay, figure comes packaged in the alt mode. I'll get this transformed into alt mode and then back into bot mode. Actually, you know, let's do the articulation test straight off the bot. A little bit of collision here with the collars. Up, down. A good range of movement for the shoulder. Blockish for the weapons. You can't take these off if you'd like. Has a double jointed elbow for our transformation. Full hands. Fingers are separate. Very nice and tight fingers. Upper bicep has ab crunch. Nice and deep. This is the 360 for the waist as well. Soft outward ratchets for both shoulder and hip. Upper thigh. Double jointed knee. Fairly decent amount of ankle tilt. 4 foot heel. Okay. Starting with the back, you will want to get these smokestacks out of the way. Up and around. Just leave them hang around there. You can kind of press them in if you like. Okay, we're going to want to get the head tucked back in. Chest cannon part has an upper and lower pivot. That's pleasure. When you do this, it's basically up. There you go. Yep. Forward. So when you redo it for the bot mode, up again and around. Okay. Push the head down again. And forward again. Now we can work on the arms. Let's get these pauldrons up. Want to take the forearm Bring it up to the biceps. Take the rear checks, bring them to the front. Same on the other side. Okay, now I want to try to undo the shoulder girdle, clear off the back, or clear off the torso. Multiple pivot points. Oops. This comes off. So the shoulder girdle comes off of the torso. There we go. You can get it like that. Bring these oblique panels up. Both sides. We can work on this back panel here. Bring it out. Bring these forward. And this, of course, is where the pistons go into. I have to get mine replaced again. Try to get these upper arms out of the way here, pivoting either by the ab or the shoulder, whatever you like. Go ahead and 360 waist. Pivot around the legs. And we can start working on the legs. Now I only noticed that I left that box in the background. I'm not sure if it took the focus off of the figure or not, so if it did, I'll have to go back and edit that again. Okay. Let's go ahead and pivot out the legs, or I guess pigeon toe, both sides a little bit. And then open up the inner knee panel, bring out the tread and the wheel. This is on a double hinge here. Close that back up. And at this point, we want to pry out these little pistons. Same on the other side. Out, tread out. Good. Close it back up. So we can work on the foot. Close it up. Close it up. And at this point, if you'd like, bring the feet back together. There is a tab for the ankles. Let's see if I can do this. And we'll have to bring him forward. Let's see if I can do this. And you'll want to see if you can get the double jointed knee to pivot out. Right? that. Okay. Then let's go ahead and sit him back down. Adjust this camera. Alright, so when I was doing this thing, I had the hardest time because I forgot one little thing on this figure, and I'll undo it right now to show you. So on the back of his butt, I think it's the front, yeah, the front of his crotch. Alright, there's a panel here. It's down in bot mode, pull it up so that the legs fit in there. Or the heels, right? And then we can collapse them. Anyways, I could barely see the tabs while I was doing it. So I was forcing everything in there, but once you get those in, pistons down, everything's lined up. The last bit is then, of course, to tab these front parts on. Of course, I also forgot this tailbone panel, right? And once you have everything together, it is nice and tight. There you have it. And because of the variance in how you do the treads, we'll have to sit there and fiddle with it to get both sides to match up, you know. And this whole double joint here, you can probably see that. Let's see if I can back into that. There you go. I'll pop that. Wheels on the bottom. I think batteries are dead on my LED units. Let's see if I can find some batteries. Oh well, I had a whole bunch of AG7 batteries, and evidently they're all dead. And that can happen, you know. I buy a lot of button cell batteries from Amazon, and I've actually had them before where they're all either arrive completely dead, right? Or I buy so many that I store them away for like a year or two, and then of course when I come back to them, they're dead. So, you know, don't buy a lot of batteries and store them away. It doesn't help you at all. Okay, get this back into position. And then I'll get this thing back into bot mode. Let's see if I actually have to redo the camera this time. Unpeg the legs. Okay. And then start untabbing the treads. Nice and high, out of the way. Untab the front knee pads. Go ahead and tuck that in advance. And we can go ahead and bring legs down. Yeah, it looks like he's a pretty tall character, so I'll have to redo the legs eventually. redo this camera. Treads up and out of the way. 360 the waist. Rotate at the thigh, or thigh. And that's where the front piece of that crotch was there. You want to get that up for alt mode, back down for robot mode. Okay, nice and spaced out clearance there. Bring the ab ports down. Tab out. Go ahead and untab the canopy. Back out. Once again, up. Rotate around. Back down. Up on that. Close off the head again. Bring the back panel back down. And then slide back. Snap those obliques into place. Okay. Bring the shoulder girdle up. All right. Just popped off, and that's just a peg. Okay, rotate the arms up so you just see what you're doing. Extend the arms out. Rotate the arms forward so that these units clear. Right. Bring these panels back. Straighten out the lower arms. Slight weird thing that I noticed in the manual, and I'm not sure if it's actually applicable, is that they wanted you to rotate these, but I'm not really sure from what to what. Anyways, all right, almost there. These pistons back, down, and around. Alright, I'll clean that up and I'll be right back. Alright, thanks Show Z Store. I'm getting this figure. Kind of sucks that all of my, again, AG7 batteries, that's what I'm using anyways. AG9s are too fat for these slots. They're all dead. Yeah. When I initially had this figure, I received this figure in October 2022. As you can see how delayed my review was, because once those pistons snapped, I kind of got a little depressed. Kind of put this figure on the back burner. But then, of course, he is interesting, cool, and he is well designed. Yeah, not too bad of a price as well. Good, nice joints too. It's got a little bit of that hip kibble in the back. You can choose to put the skirt up or down. So once you do have some good batteries in your set, you can use the power up power him on. Screwdriver fell. Later. Bye. Let's see if I can try to dig into another battery. Now look at all these batteries. Yeah, I went through like 5 of them already. What if I had the polarity messed up? What if that was the case? You jacked up, man. Let's see, try that. Nope, it doesn't work. Okay, let's flip it around. I'd be jacked up if I did that. Let's try. Maybe not. What's causing that? Okay, so that was belly up. Let's try belly down. Nope. All the batteries are dead. Usually you have them like this, you know, flat side up. Or round side towards the PCB. This is also a magnet, neodymium magnet. All dead. Alright. Broken pistons.